Hello, everybody. Just doing a quick mic check. I know I'm streaming a lot earlier than what I usually do. Okay. Looks like my audio is coming in good. Okay, so part of the reason I'm on as early as I am is because my roommate yesterday didn't think that I was gonna be streaming, so I moved my off day from today to yesterday. But the thing of it was I forgot that tonight is Call of Cthulhu. And this will be like our first session, and I'll be damned if I'm the one that cancels it. So, I promised I would do a practice art streamy, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, if you're wondering what, oh, whoops. Restart the music. Okay, good, it's on loop. Okay, so if you're wondering what this little screen is here in the corner, this will be the website. It's a website called Line of Action, and what they do is they have images that you can have like timed practice for your art, and I'll be looking at these images on my second monitor. So like I have a larger version of the screen. We'll just do that on my second monitor that I'm going to be using to reference, but just so that way you can see kind of like what I'm doing and where the practice is coming from, I've had a little like preview option available. And I'm gonna be using my little palette knife brush that I've like 1000% fallen in love with. So, and we're gonna do 31-minute shapes. And then 31-minute gestures. Like full body gesture drawings to start out. And then I have, I want to do a couple worksheets for the head. So we'll say 2 to 3. Head worksheets for a main body focus. Come on. For a main body focus, and then we'll try to do at least one scenery. One scenery piece as well. And that should go through the 2 to 3 hours. I promise I am going to look at chat, but chat may be a bit harder for me to like spy out of the corner of my eye. But I'll pause every like 3 images to check chat. Just so that way I can respond in, you know, like a somewhat timely manner. So, the reason why I'm doing these shape structures is, one, to get a feel for how shapes work in a 3D space. I'm not really focused on like 100% on how the lighting works. Oh, that one's gonna be a bit complicated. Okay, so let's start with the box. Yeah, so I gotta kind of be a bit faster with these. Eh. I didn't think it was gonna have me drawing, like, so many shapes at once. Like, my god. I also probably shouldn't be, like, super concerned about getting them, like, filled in, but that's part of why you do, like, timed practice. Okay. So we're gonna pause that. I'm gonna check out chat. I have like mild, like somewhat mild anxiety not being able to like check on chat. But let's get some of these filled in. I do recommend finding a brush that's kind of similar to this, where like the color changes between like the values as you draw. So when you try to figure out like what your values are and you know you block in your shapes, I'm trying to get out of that like heavy reliance on line work. Try to define that a bit more. And then if you also notice, I'm not really concerning myself with perspective right now. It's mostly just to get the shapes. I am also trying to think in terms of perspective as well, but like it's not a very hard like rule that I'm sticking to, if that makes sense. So we did 3. 3 down, 27 more to go. Okay, and then we're gonna start this image at the beginning. Because let's face it, I need all the assistance I can get. Oh, I hate these little blocks where it's kind of like a stop sign. I'm always bad at like freehanding them. Although it kind of looks like a wonked out, like, pepper shaker. Okay. This poor square is, like, fighting for its life. I wonder if I can make... There we go. Because I know this one had a bit of, like, a light streak. Like... here. So kind of look something like that. I'm just surprised this kind of came out like mostly circular, honestly. Okay. But no, like a lot of times practice is just getting something down, like on the page. I think I drew that image from a different angle because I recognize the shapes. Okay, so we're back at a full minute, which is 60 seconds. And having it be timed at 60 seconds, I think, is like a good, if I'm gonna be filling in shapes, I probably need a bigger brush size. It's a good idea because it's not as short as 30 seconds where you feel like you're, you know, fighting for your life almost to get it together, but it's not as long as like it's not long enough to give you time to focus on like all the nitty-gritty details either. I'm gonna run out of time. Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen. Okay. Although I will say 60 seconds gives me the sweats. That cylinder kind of looks like a weird jelly roll. Hello. I need to figure out how to fix my username. LOL, haven't been on Twitch in so long. Hey, no worries. Shout out. Welcome into me, fighting for my life, practicing. It's going. Maybe not well, but going. But thanks for hopping in this stream, eh? I believe in you. Since I don't have my third monitor anymore, it's hard for me to have like all the windows up that I need to have up, but I can make it work. I need to get like a new cord or figure out what's going on with my monitor. Okay, and then we're gonna block in this. But yeah, we're gonna do in case you weren't here earlier, we're gonna do 30 of these 31-minute shape exercises. And then we're going to do 30 gesture exercises, and then hopefully get to some portrait worksheets. We're going to be working on the head. And then we're going to do a scenery scape. Kind of build this one out like a teeny bit. Okay, I can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I can do another 3-shot practice. Practice. Oh, come on. I think I fudged it. Maybe I can fix it. Ooh, this one's more of a light study one. Yeah, I might actually need to make my brush a bit bigger. Nick, come on. I absolutely love this brush, by the way. I've been experimenting with it a lot. But I think it's really helping me, like, block in stuff with, like, color more so than having, like, a hard edge-defined line, which is something that I'm trying to, like, curb my, my, like, eye twitchy response to, like, fix. It's just like when I, so for the longest time, I used to use the default, like, drawing brushes, like, the really smooth ones, but I would see other artists use, like, textured brushes for, like, their work. And I would try to find a textured brush that I liked, but because it was textured and the lines weren't super smooth, it, like, made my eye twitch so much. Alright, look at all of our shapes! Well, 12. So we're gonna shrink them, and we're gonna go put them in that corner. Huh. Oh, that's too big. Okay. Okay, not quite what I had in mind, but you know what? Close enough. Now I think this brush is too big. Go back to 50. I think maybe it's because I zoomed in a bit closer. So that's why. First I draw this head, then I erase some of the finer details, and 1, 2, 3, voila, a circle! I love that episode of SpongeBob so much. I don't know how I'm gonna draw this. That looks like absolute hot garbage. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back in and correct that. Huh, this almost looks like a shot glass. Okay. I don't know why I want to see more of the sack thing. What sack thing? Ah. Oh, it's gray now. Okay. Oh, the flour sack guy? He'll more than likely get featured tomorrow, because tomorrow's Thursday, and we do animation here on Thursdays. We'll be doing level 2 of 51 grade animation exercises. Because we finished level 1, I think not last Thursday, but the Thursday before. God, this one is such hot garbage. Well, I mean, I guess they all can't be, you know, winners. I think what it was I wonked the perspective on the, like, pyramid portion. And so then it wonked, like, the perspective on the little square piece that it was, like, sitting on. I hate when I do that. Okay, that's a little bit better than what it was. Circle this one. That corner needed to be a bit better defined. He was also a shape. Yeah, he was a combination of like a rectangle and a square. He was what is it? He was kind of like pillow shaped. Like that. Oh, there you go, Skittles. You got you got a flour sack. Why do I want to turn it to the side? You know what? Forget it. Oh, this I can do. Maybe. Oh no, the last time I tried to do a pyramid, it didn't come out so well. I think that ball is like a lot bigger. Yeah, I think that's too close. I'll have to move it. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm just breaking all kinds of things today. Don't mind me too much. Also, anytime I go back and I look at, like, how I've drawn certain shapes, I notice how wibbly they look. And by wibbly, I mean, like, where they're supposed to have, like, a straight edge, they're kind of, like, wonked. And I think when you start out, that's kind of how they, or maybe not necessarily, like, start out, but when you start putting in, like, real practice, like, that's something that you notice, like, almost immediately. The other unique thing about this, like, kind of brush that I can also practice with is defining edges through color. Or, edge control. Which I know some of you degenerates took that the wrong way, but eh. What the hell was that? Okay, I don't like that. Kind of scared the crap out of me. I've never seen my eraser do that before. Let's see. How many more do I have to go? Oh, we only have 8 more left. Okay. So we don't have too much longer to go. Well, shiitake mushrooms. I promised I tried not to pick too overly complicated shapes for this. Because the human body is gonna be kind of complicated enough. Like, as it is. Again, that one's too high. Actually, we'll paint this like top layer. And then when we add the cone, kind of looks like somebody took a bite of jelly. Like, almost. If it seems like a lot of this is off, it's probably because it is. Okay. I only have 2 more left, so I'm trying to get those done, and then I'll go back and I'll fill in everything. Actually, no, that point is, like, more toward... Foreshortening is always really, is a pain in the neck. Aha! Practice complete! Woo! I see a wizard hat that's part of a human body sometimes. Okay, let's see if we can kind of clean up some of this. Yeah, I promise I'm not trying to get, like, too focused on the details. I'm just trying to better define edges. Because gesture is one of those things, well, not only gesture, but, like, time studies like these, like, if you give yourself a lot of time to think, it'll be a lot of time to, like, make adjustments, so you don't really, like, what they say, commit to your mistakes, essentially. And it's even, like, true in digital art, right? Because in digital art, you can, no matter what mark you make, you can erase it and change it. And so if you have issues with perfectionism, you can quite literally spend hours just tweaking, tweaking your drawings or tweaking, like, super fine details. And so that's actually something that they kind of tell you to try to, like, get over, and that's why you do timed practice, because when you only have a minute to, like, focus on everything, you only focus on, like, the big stuff within that, like, minute to try to get it down as quickly as possible. And yes, that can be a bit anxiety inducing. Trust me, I know. Alright. So as you can see, these are all the shapes we did. No. Sorry, stretch. Oh, I popped my back. So, I've also done some previous, like, one-off shape studies, like, this was just kind of like, when I first got this brush, I did this one for, like, fun, just to kind of, like, practice. And I went back over the, like, values I made with, like, a harder line. And kind of the same for here. So I drew these using the typical, like, line brush that I have, and then I just went back in and I colored them in. But if you want to build up your sense of, like, shading and value, get a brush like this thick, like, paint where, like, each time you put down a stroke it, like, changes the color. So that way you can kind of help build, like, your sense of shading and lighting and define your edges, you know, a bit better. But that's gonna be it for that practice, because now we get to move on to the bodies. Which is, I'm gonna cry, because I'm not good at this one. Okay, so we're only gonna do covered models for this practice because I don't want to get struck by TOS. But we are gonna see some boyos that are, you know, shirtless because the muscles. So this practice is gonna be a bit more intense than the sheep practices, so come on. Yep, that perspective is off, but... Yeah, hold on, stop! Gonna put those 5, like, right over there. Finding the right way to, like, do gesture is a bit difficult for how you, like, do your, like, mannequins and stuff. If you don't study, like, the shapes of the individual, like, body portions. And to be fair, sometimes, like, if you get busy and it's been a while since you've, like, done them, it can be kind of, challenging to, like, get back in the groove of how to do them, so... The first few is always, like, kind of a jog to like refresh your memory. Ah, what happened? Okay. So, I always like, whenever I do these, I always like starting with the head first. For whatever reason. But it doesn't always, like, translate into the overall, like, exaggeration or shape of the pose. But if you're wondering why the site I use is called Line of Action, and why I do these, like, kind of sweeping curve lines like this to start, or at least to try to get a guide for my eye to, like, fill in the rest of the pose later. Those large sweeping curve lines are called the line of action because that's the main, like, visual that you want your eye to follow and how you want your eye to move through the pose. And this doesn't just apply to anatomy either. It's also a composition technique for environments, photography, and that kind of thing, because you want to direct your audience's eye to, you know, maybe you focus at the top first and then follow the curve down to the feet, right? Or vice versa. You want to go from the feet and go up in these grand, like, sweeping arc gestures. And this is where I say I will be right back because I have to pee. I'm dropping everything. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sit. All right, I'm back. Excuse me. I burped. Don't ask me why I gave this guy thick legs, just... It's screaming, I'll make a man out of you, almost. Dark side of the moon. God. That song has been trending so much lately, and I absolutely love it. Although, it's funny because there's a, because there's, like, mixed interpretation of the, like, chorus lyrics where, people that do, like, the titles, not the subtitles, but, like, the caption to emphasize, like, certain words of the song. For the chorus, it says, be a man, where, when a lot of people thought that chorus was, we are men. And it's so funny getting down in the comments and seeing seeing everybody, like, freaking out that they don't know the lyrics to, like, this song. Because someone was like, why would it be we are men when it's making fun of, you know, those very hyper toxic masculine qualities? Because Mulan is, you know, is a girl defying the gender norm to, you know, take her father's place and what have you. And some people are like, well, that's just what I thought I heard. And it's just like, oh my god. It's like, I think Monarch went viral because she thought, Shigo's name in Kim Possible was Shiego instead of, Shigo. This guy is kind of twisty. Twisty fresh. I can't say a lot because I thought the chorus line was, we are men instead of be a man. So, that's just my 2 cents in on that whole debate, but... Interestingly enough, oh, come on. I can only do like 5 of these at a time because I draw so big. But interestingly enough, Big and Loud, which is the villain song from from Cats Don't Dance is actually trending right now. And is getting super popular. And I think that's cool. I forgot how, like, villainous their main antagonist was. Darla Dimple. Girl is like blonde-haired, blue-eyed cutie in like pretty pink frills and princess dresses, and is so evil and mean. But I had also forgotten what a bop Big and Loud is. I'm almost done. I'm like halfway there. You're only halfway there, halfway there, halfway there. So my roommate came home and then he left, so I hope everything's okay. Wait. Do something like that. I always find legs to be a bit difficult to draw, at least for me. I call it bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash. Sorry, we are a house that stands the original SpongeBob SquarePants. Mostly because I haven't seen any of like the new stuff when it comes to SpongeBob. Who says guys can't be pinned up? Come on. I have 8 more left. I think I like drawing legs over arms. Legs, I think, only have like an upper and lower section, and arms have like 3. Arms are almost like a the examples I saw was they're almost like a chain. Where like, and what I mean by that, and this is just what I've seen, it's like the main portion is like something like this. Actually, why didn't I just draw it? Okay, so the main arm portion is something like this. And then the secondary portion, it's like kind of sideways. And then it like widens out again. So it's kind of like that almost. I don't know. I haven't really done like a very in-depth study other than like a cursory glance. But that's what I remember from the cursory glance that I like saw. I'm not gonna lie, this dude, I actually really like this dude with the boxing gloves. I just find him really, interesting to draw. I also like some of the women models that they have. Like her, where she's not like, she's more square built than the traditional like curvy kind of build. And there's another lady that I think she's a bodybuilder because she has like these really thick lady muscles. And she's also pretty interesting to draw too. Yeah, this is where that foreshortening like kind of comes in to kick my fishy tail. Ooh, I finished. Okay, hold up. Naked people! Hi, Gordy, what's up? They're not naked, they're mannequins. My fantastic lurking while I heat up dinner. Mannequins have no clothes. Naked! Okay, yes. So everybody's naked. Oh, I can take that little thingy thing. There we go. I don't need it for, well, I might put it up later, for some scenery painting practice, but until then, we're not gonna worry about it. You missed it. We did shape practice earlier. We practiced our shapes. Ooh, I like the shapes. Blocking out stuff is always fun. Yeah, I'll put them on screen so you can see them here in a second. Here in a uno momento. Okay. But like, actually, since I have them all in like one area, let's see. Let's go back to when I first started doing these, because I tried to do the 60 in 1 challenge, where it's basically you do 60 1-minute gestures every day for 6 months. I gave up after like a week. Mainly because I got busy, and also because it's kind of like exhausting to like do 60 of these like every single day. But from when I started, this was the first batch of gestures I did when I started. And like, if you zoom in, you can kind of see how like I added color to like better define them more, but like this one I didn't even get to like the head or the arms. That one's a bit of a complicated mess. This one is actually still my favorite. Yeah, that's too demanding. Practice doesn't have to be that involved for that long. Right. Well, like, the idea is that it's 61 minute, like, gestures. So if each gesture is a minute, that's like 1 hour. And you do that every day for, like, 6 months. And that's supposed to, like, help you improve quickly. But, like, the thing with that is that, you know, people, like, there's life. People have lives, right? And this is sort of like practice that you like impose on yourself. And even the guy that I learned about this challenge from, that like gives tutorials on how to do effective like gesture practice, his name is let me see, because I'm in their Discord. His name is Veal. Veil. Veal. Or Vel? Veal? I think that's how you say Veal. Anyway, he's great. Like, he's like, you know, I understand that, you know, life kind of gets in the way, so don't beat yourself up, like, if you miss some practice or if you can't do the full, like, 60, right? Like, even if you do, like, 15 or 30, or even 5 or 10, that's still an improvement. You gotta kind of scale it with what's right for you, you know? But this practice is done in addition to like your studies, your anatomy. Like, this is meant to be as more of like a warm-up than anything, and when you start doing it, it's very daunting. But when I started, this is what I had when I started. And as you can see, the forms are still very, like, loose, very blocky. Like, there's no real clear definition in any of them. And then, if we go to today, you can see how much maybe not more defined these gestures are, but there's definitely more like block and shape in them than there was in the first set I did. So improvements are happening, even if I don't see it while I'm doing it, if that makes sense. But like, if we go to our shapes, right? So this is the first. So before I found this like thick paint knife set, right? This was my first set of shapes where they're very hard and like sketched out lines, but there's no real like value or anything to them. It's just solid color and sketching. Or like, if you see here, this is like, when you draw 3D shapes, you draw through the shapes. And then after I got this, this brush set that I got, I restudied my shapes and I made these. And I still wasn't like 100% happy with how they came out. So I went back over them with, you know, my line pencil or my line pen, because I thought having clearly defined lines would make them appear better. And then in the most recent practice we did, where I did 30 of these different shape exercises, you can see the more painterly approach where I'm trying to use a singular brush to define all the edges of all the shapes. And some are better than others. Some might need, like this might need a bit more improvement. That again might need a bit more improvement. But again, you can see the progress that's happening in like real time. So now we're going to get into our portraiture. Our head shape portraiture. Because like I do pretty okay faces, but my face shapes aren't as strong as they could be. And this is by J Ram. He's got like a whole beginner's course and fundamental course and a portrait course that you can like go check out. And and this is not sponsored. I just found him and got his like courses for myself, because he actually has like worksheets that you can like follow along with and draw to and use as like a guide, which for some people could actually be beneficial when you have a worksheet that's like, hey, this is what you need to draw next, kind of thing. I'm always on the hunt to find like resources and like other artists that like teach art. And I think in some ways all artists are like that. We're all trying to like learn from each other. I am determined to practice drawing people and portraits again this year, but work and life have just been too demanding. It's okay. It is okay. Like, how should I put this? You need work to live, right? And then, you know, life is kind of its own beast, right? Because the days that you are at home, you know, you're either running errands, cleaning up, or just doing any number of things. Or like, for me, like, right now, I'm doing, like, okay, so for example, and this is not to, like, make it about me, but let's look at stream. Okay. I attempt to stream 4 times a week, right? That's my goal. But I took off last week because I got a new job and I needed to see what my schedule was going to be like, to see how I was going to be able to, like, kind of fit stream throughout the day. So I didn't stream last week. And then, you know, the times where I leave the lair, I also don't stream because, you know, I can't take, well, I mean, I technically could, but, like, it's hard for me to haul everything, like, to where I'm going, and then it's like, when I get in that, like, different environment that's, you know, not my office, not my usual work environment, it feels like I'm on vacation, so I'm not really, like, motivated or really have the, like, kind of, a drive to really work or stream. And, you know, some people may see that and they're like, okay, well, you know, you lack discipline, or you're very, like, inconsistent, right? And in a way, those are, you know, valid criticisms. But the thing of it is that people are going to criticize you no matter what, right? So it's one of those things that if you're constantly, like, putting off plans to draw or stream or basically work on, like, on your business or the things that you want to do that'll give you, like, God, I'm trying sorry, my brain's going like a million miles a minute and I'm trying to think of how to explain this without being rude. Basically, it's one of those things, if you focus too much, you kind of tunnel vision yourself. And that's that can be criticized as, like, well, you know, you're never gonna get to, like, the little, like, shining light at the end, because there's always, you know, like, more tunnel to, like, get through. But then if you go the opposite way, right, and you prioritize things in your life that, you know, you need for survival, so, like, work, overtime, you know, being sociable with, like, friends and stuff, that can also be criticized as, you know, you're not, like, it's just, like, a hobby, right? And that's not to say that people that do, like, art and stuff as a hobby is, like, wrong or bad or anything. It's just they like it as a hobby, and hobbies are supposed to be fun and something you return to on, you know, like your free time. But the way you balance these two things of making progress toward what you want while also balancing your life, that's gonna look different. We'll just put a weight there. Like this weight for what you want to do is gonna balance differently for you than for somebody else, right? So we'll put another, like, we'll make the weight bigger. And then, you know, like, that person's in balance. And that person's in balance. But the way they balance it is different. Basically, it's a very long and convoluted way to say that progress and success looks different for everybody. And so, you know, trying to judge yourself based off of the progress you see of other people, or bashing yourself because you can't get to practice or you can't keep, like, consistent, it is only gonna, like, tear you down further. And that's no bueno, because then that leads to things like decision paralysis, and, you know, you put it off because you've already put it off so long. What's a little longer, you know? It's that idea that later never comes kind of thing. Oh, here, even on the sheet, it says... It's kind of, like, faded, but I just looked at it. It says... The better you understand basic forms, the easier it is to draw things that look 3D, but remember to always prioritize your enjoyment of drawing. Don't get caught up on the technical skills if it takes away from your drawing experience. Not everything has to be a slogfest, you know? And I think that's something that, like, millennials and Gen Z, well, especially Gen Z, are kind of, like, realizing, or not really realizing, but kind of wanting life to be less of what feels like a slogfest. Because, I mean, who wants to, you know, nobody wakes up every day and decides that they want to be, like, miserable, you know? Sorry, I'm trying to define these, like, backlines. I just got back into some tutorials for fun stuff I've been meaning to learn for years, and then my second job asked me to work on a huge project that will occupy my nights and weekends outside of my already demanding full-time job. Yeah. That can definitely be tricky to balance everything, you know? But I believe in you. All I'm saying is post-it notes are pretty amazing. Because you can draw or write anything on a post-it note. Heck, even on, like, main assignments, I was that kid in school that always got caught drawing on the front and the back of assignments. Like, regardless if I got them back and they were graded or not. These circles are very, lopsided. I have so many small notepads at my desk at work. Let me tell you, there are so many little kitty faces and bumblebees drawn in them. Oh, that's adorable! That actually doesn't look too bad. I'm really impressed with myself, honestly. Damn it, I didn't want to grab all of them. Yeah, okay, so that was supposed to be the front. Sorry, it's always hard when I put in these inner lines of this circle to try to define it in 3D space. Because when you draw shapes like this, like when you draw, like, say you have a box, and part of defining the shape of the box is to draw, like, through it. Okay, yeah, like that. That's a really bad box, but like we'll color in this side, so. But yeah, when you look at it and you see the lines where they intersect, like it kind of changes the shape until you like color in a side of it or color in like this little area down here or like something like that. So that line, this line goes behind it, like that. Wait a minute. Okay, so if this is the front and that is the front. So then that line goes like that. And then that line goes there. Ah, there we go. That line goes across like that. And then we go back. And we put that little cross point in the back there. Okay, I see it now. Oh, I did get a ring light today, by the way. So I will have, sticker product photos. Maybe later tonight after Call of Cthulhu. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Nice. I like your sticker journey. I do too. My mom is actually currently quality testing them for me. She put them on her hard hat cuz she goes out to like these like sites that that have a lot of like dirt and like they get pelted by like the elements and stuff, and I'm like, and when I showed her my stickers, she's like, how much do you want for them? And I was like, just do quality testing and let me know how they hold up. And she's like, okay. I'm like, abuse them, put them through the ringer, get mud on them, throw them in a thunderstorm, something. Which, by the way, it has been storming like non-stop this week. Going to work was kind of interesting because lightning would strike like across the highway. I was just kind of like, oh my god. Kind of looks more egg-shaped than circular. Come on. It barely stormed down here, but the heat has been unbearable. I get that. Actually. Clothes come off, AC goes on. That's fair. At the fish market I work at, they keep the front doors open and it lets in all that like heat and humidity despite the fact that the AC blows. And so I have to like try to find the coldest spots in the store where the AC blows the hardest. Kind of curves that out a bit more. It kind of looks like a hamburger bun. I'm not gonna lie. Oop. I actually might not get to scenery practice today. Because I'm looking at the time. We'll see, though. I might have to do that, God damn it. I might have to do that next Tuesday. Oh, I also want to take a look at, I think it's called VGen Studio. Because I want to see what that's about. That needs to be up higher. Okay. Oh, wait, no, it is. Okay. I'm just looking at it weird. Here, be grabbing more noms. Go! Go get the noms! Sorry. I'm thinking of that one scene in Trolls where they meet the cloud dude for the first time, and he wants like a high five from Branch. And he goes, "Little Slappy, make daddy happy." And Branch goes, "That's just weird." That movie was great. Honestly. I don't know why I have so many like different quotes in my head today. Excuse me. My circles are kind of lumpy, but it's okay. What happened? Oh, I'm dying. I'm sorry everybody had to find out like this. I did it on the wrong line. God damn it. I hate when I do that. Wait. I am confused now. It's supposed to be the back part. So I had it. God. God damn it. So I've been talking with Ian about Zeteros stuff, and we're trying to nail down what we want the suits to be called. Because typically in a tarot deck, you have the suit, like in the minor arcana, you have the suit of cups, wands, pentacles, or coins, and pentacles, cups, wands, and swords. So we've got the other three figured out. But the suit of wands, we're trying to figure out like what we want to call it. And I was like, well, and I had three different like picks for it. I had torches, lanterns, and candles. And so candles is a tentative yes as of right now. Torches feels like it's kind of like a bit on the intense side just because the sword suit the sword suit has been changed to be a bit more like intense sounding, and then we changed pentacles as well. So like the suit of cups that we have is a bit like not necessarily softer, but it's a bit more like fun. And we were talking, and she was like, well, you know, wands are just sticks, and sticks can, you know, they can change, they can be versatile, you know, just depending on how they depict like fire and light and that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I also didn't want to call it the suit of sticks, you know, because that would feel like way off for our entire branding. And she was just like, no, I get it. But I was like, I mean, we could. Like, here's all this cool stuff and sticks. Oh my god. But part of the reason I get it, sticks can sound primitive. I mean a bit. Well, we have, so our suit of pentacles, we've actually made it the suit of stones. And the reason why I put stones there is because stones kind of, like, stones kind of have that, like, intensity to them. Because stones are they're solid, right? Like, you get bodied by a stone. You're not coming back from that. Oh, I like that. Yeah. So it's gonna encompass more than stones, but like the sort of idea is that it's very much a value. Stones encompass it more because it's about the elements within the earth that are mined for their value, like gemstones, minerals, metals, like that kind of thing, like a very materialistic very materialistic things. And because that's what the suit of pentacles is. The suit of pentacles is all about, you know, the materialistic world, mainly like money and monetary value and things that are grounded within the earth because it's very much a suit for the element of earth. Just like cups are for water, which we kind of had to change it because I demanded an almost entirely underwater theme for that suit. Because I'm a fish, so obviously, you know. The swords is going to be a bit interesting to combine, like, air elements with, like, kind of like mountainy, like, themes. Or even floating rock themes, that would be fun. And then, for wands, initially for wands or the suit of lanterns, I had an idea to do kind of like a very, like, volcanic. I can't remember if I decided to change it. Oh, when I was making my mood board, actually, I think for, I think for the suit of swords, I'm gonna go for more of a, like, canyon and ravine kind of feel for it. Whereas with the suit of wands that we're trying to make, it's gonna be more dungeon volcano-esque, and that's why I thought lanterns would be like a good idea, because then I could pull stuff from like miners and create like monstery like creatures and golems and that kind of thing, which I mean I could still do it. There are a lot of ideas that are kind of going around and a lot of concepts that I have like within my little fishy brain. I actually might only be able to finish this worksheet and do one more, and then I have to call it. But yeah, no, I am like super excited. But if we go for like the candle idea, things, you know, may change. So I gotta get like an idea nailed down, but I am super stoked. I am super excited. And I do know Yin is a bit worried that the 4 cards we did originally, we're gonna have to, like, scrap them almost completely. And she's just like, no, we can't start over. And I'm like, I mean, we can still keep things we like in the 4, like, original cards that were designed, but, like, we can change them. It'll be okay. To be honest, I'm not exactly thrilled to scrap them either, because they were, like, really good cards. But, you know, as they say in the industry, kill your darlings. It was a good, like, first draft practice. That's a bit too on the sketchy side. Her sister was a witch, bro. And then, what was her sister? A princess. She came down in a bubble, Doug. Hold on. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? God, one of the best viral sounds ever made. I'm gonna smack him. Get educated. I think they actually did like a Where Are They Now with that guy. And he still like laughs about it. Because it was just so heated when it happened. Oh my god. I still have not actually seen Wicked yet. I need to. It's on Prime, I think. If I remember correctly. Oh, that, other than a couple minor adjustments, I think that's the closest, like, circle-y circle I've gotten to. I saw a video, but apparently they're doing an Addams Family musical now. And I'm kind of interested in that. I wonder what the songs are going to be like. Typically, I'm probably a closet, like, nerd, but, like, typically I don't really like musicals. And I know that's kind of blasphemy because I grew up in, like, 90s Disney where, like, all the movies were musical, and that was something that my ex had actually pointed out. He's like, how can you not like musicals, but you have all these, like, favorite Disney movies that are musicals? And I'm like, they're not musicals. And he's like, yeah, they are. And I'm like, I feel you. I am not a fan of musicals, but I have seen a few I like. Yeah. It was funny, though, because, like, we kind of got in this argument, my ex and I did. We kind of got in this argument about, like, these old school Disney movies being musicals. And, yeah, they're musicals, don't get me wrong. But, like, even when I was a kid and, like, everybody, like, broke out in a song, I was just like, can we get back to, like, the story? Like, I don't really care about the songs. And now that I'm older, like, or as I got older, I started singing, like, all of my favorite songs. But, I really liked listening to the soundtrack for, the Beetlejuice musical. I thought that was really good. I don't know what's been going on with Broadway lately, but they have been slapping with musicals based off of old, like, 80s and 90s movies. But I love Death Becomes Her, that musical. I still haven't seen the movie. I really need to, but that the one of the songs called The Plan, where it's Ernest trying to hype himself up because his like ex-fiance and wife are at each other's like throats. And he's trying to like, you know, hype himself up to, you know, essentially fix them. And he goes, "You're Ernest Menville, damn it. Surgeon to the stars. People need a nose, they come to you." And like, am I a surgeon or work anywhere near the medical field? Absolutely not. Am I a 6 foot tall dude? Absolutely not. But do I get insane motivation just by listening to his rant? Abso-fucking-lutely. About him trying to, like, pump himself up. Oh, it's so good. If I knew then what I know now, I would have looked within and let love in somehow. Oh, I did finally see Beetlejuice, which is the sequel to like the first movie. And it was cool that they got like most of the original cast together, and it was still that kind of like whimsy that was Beetlejuice, but like, and they still used like pretty practical effects too. But it was just kind of like, what, like, I don't know. Like, like, the best time to have maybe done a sequel for that movie was, like, maybe 2 to 5 years after the first one came out, you know? Or maybe it's just me and I'm old and it's like, you know, nothing will ever be as great as the original. Blah. But I don't know. Like, I get wanting to bring it into the fore for like a new generation, but it's like the original is also its own experience, you know? Like, you get, like, I think you get, like, an OG goth card if you see the original. Yeah, it was alright. Didn't have the same impact as the first one. Yeah. I actually think the first one was in danger of not being made because even, like, the cast, they had read the script and they were like, this is too weird. I still liked it, but it lacked the magic and humor. How can I describe it? I liked the, like, promotional stuff that they did with, like, the popcorn buckets and stuff. I didn't get one, but I did like that they had that for the movie. I liked that a lot of the fans, like, showed out, and of course you had like all the millennial parents embarrassing their kids by, you know, taking them to the theater for this movie. Like, I liked the hype for it more, I think, than actually watching it, but the scenes that they added weren't inherently like bad either, because I liked that Beetlejuice never really got over his like love with Lydia, and you know, they made poor shrunken head Bob like a more like mainstay character of the franchise. Okay, I feel like my eyes are doing that trippy thing again, so... yeah, my eyes were doing that, like, trippy thing again. I did like the disco train, though. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, no, like, it was good. I liked it, but it, let's put it this way. It was better than the sequel they wanted to do, which was Beetlejuice in Florida. So there's that going for it. But, I did think that, that maybe waiting 20 years was kind of a bit late, honestly. Oh, Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. Yeah, it was something like he, like... Yeah, that sounded way... Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch even for Burton, but, like, they wanted to do, like, Beetlejuice at the beach or something like that, so it was either he went to, like, Florida or Hawaii, and that was the original, like, planned sequel that they wanted to do, and then it just... it never got, like, greenlit. Or it did, and then they had stuff that was going on, or Tim Burton just had, like, a completely different, like, obligation to fulfill, so... But I also think that Tim Burton lost the same magic spookiness that he had decades ago. I do... There was a video that popped up in my feed, called The Decline of, Tim Burton. And I hadn't, like, really watched it, but I had noticed that, like, with the exception of, I think, like, Dumbo, like, it was right after, I want to say, either Corpse Bride or Frankenweenie, you didn't really hear about Tim Burton movies anymore. Live action, animated, or otherwise, because he also did, I think he directed What We Do, not What We Do in the Shadows, but, like, Dark Shadows, which was about that, like, guy who was kind of like a rich person who snubbed his lover, and she locked him in a casket for, like, a few hundred years. I actually need to watch the show that movie is based on, because the whole premise of it sounds very interesting. But, like, I don't think Johnny Depp's been in anything recently either. Not since, what happened with Amber Heard. He kinda took, I think, like, a sabbatical. The last amazing movie I loved of his, coincidentally, Big Fish. Okay. Interesting. Big Fish is a good movie. I remember freaking out when I found out Lindsay Lohan, I think I saw her in a Netflix Christmas movie, and I like freaked out because I was like, "Oh my god, it's Lindsay Lohan!" God. I think about all the like stars that were like really big in the like early 2000s, and I'm like, where are they now? I hope they're okay. It's kind of weird to like remember who the big stars of like your kidhood was. Especially, you know, when it's been a while since you've last like thought of them. Like for example, Brenda Song, she played I don't know how many people would like actually know this, but um she played London Tintin on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And the most recent thing that I saw her in, I actually recognized her from a preview of another show. I was like, "Oh my god. That's London. That's Brenda Song." But she plays the like princess in the Blue-Eyed Samurai. It's actually really interesting. So what's really cool about that, and like kind of like a clash of like childhood, which if you have not seen Blue-Eyed Samurai, go watch it. That show is like, oh my god, I love it so much. But side note, there's a scene where like through I promise I'm not gonna like, well, mild spoilers, but there's an episode where like she's engaged to be married to the emperor, and while she's out and about town, she runs into this lady who she briefly worked at like a brothel with, and the lady is like the madam of the brothel, and that lady is voiced by the same actress who voiced Mulan. And so it's the scene where Mulan and London, I'm gonna use their names that I know them by because it's been a while since I've seen Blue-Eyed Samurai, so I apologize. The actresses are phenomenal. But anyways, but it's the scene where London and Mulan are talking, and London's like, you know, I feel that I have no control in my life, that, you know, my husband to be is like this complete monster. And Mulan, in like fashion, she's like basically pull yourself together and take control of your life, because, you know, men are weak. You know, they want to you know, you saw it when you briefly worked at the brothel. At the brothel, they wanna be spanked and treated like children and swaddled, and then they want to leave like they conquered an army. But that can be controlled because that is weakness. And it's such an intense like thing, but it's just like I can't. I know I'm not making much sense gushing over it, but it's a really good scene. Like, it's a really good scene. Also, the villain in that show, I fucking hate his guts, but he has a really good scene talking to Jeebus, or like a statue of Jeebus. I absolutely hate that dude's guts. He gives me the creeps. I cannot wait for season 2 of Blue-Eyed Samurai, by the way. I also love that, well, not a love per se, but one thing I find interesting is that the blue-eyed, like, samurai is considered to be quote-unquote weak because of, you know, having blue eyes and the mark of, like, the quote-unquote, like, white devil and what have you. But the samurai winds up getting this apprentice that's this guy with, like, no hands. And he's like, well, you're deformed because you have blue eyes, and I'm deformed because I have no hands. But you're making life work for you, so if you can do it, I can do it too. And I think that, I don't know why that, like, sticks with me in the way that it does, but it's very interesting that they have two different quote-unquote deformities, but one seems less like a deformity. I don't know. I gotta be careful what I say, but, like, one of them doesn't seem as bad as the other, because, like, your eyes are blue, but you can still pretty much go about your life like normal. And this poor dude has, like, no hands, but he makes do in and of himself, you know? Also, we finished our worksheet practice. Look at all these beautiful lumpy circles. I gotta see what's going on. I'm here and my body is ready. Okay, so I need to do that thing where I, like, skedaddle. And I do want to prepare another, like, soda drink and some snacks for my Call of Cthulhu campaign. Nice. They make me want a cheeseburger. Yeah, I want a cheeseburger now too. Because they kind of look like buns, like hot buns. But in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and end stream here. I'm not gonna raid anybody for tonight. I will be back tomorrow at my usual time, which will be around 8 p.m. We'll be doing level 2 of animation exercises you should master. And then Friday we'll be feasting with friends. I'm not sure what game we're gonna play, so we shall see. In the meantime, I will get other things prepped, other things discussed. Have a great evening. Glad I was able to stop by, even if it was early. No worries. I appreciate all the fishlings who decided that they were gonna sit down and spend hours of their day listening to me talk incoherently while drawing. But I hope y'all have a good whenever, and I will see everybody tomorrow.